Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're finally getting around to doing our showcase for the new 6 Plus that have arrived over on OPTC, being Luffy and Ace. Kevin! He finally got a 6 Plus! And a level limit break. A lot of people have been waiting for this day for a very, very long time, and honestly, I really like this character. I think this character is a fantastic 6 Plus. I feel like they're going to have that Shanks Crew 6 Plus effect, the Red Rock Luffy effect, where they might be the best 6 Plus that we've had in the last couple months, especially with the dual units. However, what they're going to provide for content moving forward, it seems to be very, very valuable. Plus, they work exceptionally well with a bunch of other legends. But before we dive into all the good stuff of the character, there are 3 big gripes that I do have with the unit. And I do want to touch on them first because like I said, I really like this character, and most of this video will be like talking about the positive aspects, but I do want to look at the other side of the coin here and talk about the issues I have with the character. The first issue I have is, to get their super swap, you need 6 switches. We'll touch on that later whilst that's a bad thing, but 6 switches is a lot. However, it does work very well with Luffy and Yamato because they need to get their switches charged as well. The problem with that is Luffy and Ace, they don't have a way of like gaining super swap charges unless you're actually swapping them with them. You need 6 charges, which means that you're on the 7th swap, you get their super swap ability, and it's quite crucial for their special ability to get that super swap, because they have that same ability that Luffy and Yamato actually have. So that means you do have to stall at least 2 turns, no matter what, which is a little bit annoying, but at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal, especially in stuff like Super Boss, where you're going to get that super swap cooldown. However, like, I don't think this character is going to be like a Super Boss character. Probably Kazuna 10 star, I can see it working, but Super Boss probably not like the be all end all. The second gripe I have is that when Luffy's your captain, he boosts Fighter. When you are Ace, he boosts Shooter. However, in their dual form, they boost Free Spirit, Fighter, and Shooter. So when you're team building, as you can see with this team, it gets very wonky. You can bring Shooter characters like Magellan, but Miguel's now not boosted under Luffy. You can bring a fighter character like Marco, but Marco won't be boosted under Ace. I wish that they just gave the Free Spirit, Fighter, and Shooter tag to both parties, and that way you could just easily get the full team buff. The final gripe I have with the unit is their names are Luffy and Ace. Now, they're not the craziest character in the game. Like, they're not breaking down barriers like the 9th anniversary Super Sugos, but the fact that this unit works so well with all 3 of those characters is a huge benefit to the unit. The downside is, it is a Luffy character, and Luffy obviously counteracts Luffy Yamato, but hybriding the 2 up actually works exceptionally well. On top of that, Luffy has a lot of very good Ace supports, and Ace has a lot of very good Luffy supports, which means you actually just can't use the Nair, and on top of that, you can't use any other like Ace supports and stuff like that as well. So it's a bit of a bummer, and then obviously when you are doing your team building, like, you can't bring those types of characters. But all in all, I'm incredibly impressed with this 6 Plus. I've been having a lot of fun with the unit, with a lot of stuff that you can do. Like I said, they're not breaking down barriers in terms of like what we've seen with some 6 Pluses. But at the same time, like, this character is really, really fun. They're a highly anticipated 6 Plus. And like I said at the start of the video, I really think they're going to have that effect like Shanks Crew 6 Plus and Red Rock Luffy, where they seem just like, yeah, they're good, but then like how good they are for actual content moving forward is really going to propel this unit into the must-haves for stuff like accessible, buildable, and more free-to-play friendly-based teams. On top of that, they are going to be essential for PKA. I need to like drill that into people's heads. If you're watching this video before the end of Kazuna, you must get this 6 Plus done, because they are the only character that is going to guarantee you a drop unless you have the new batch. And for me, the new batch is a big old skipperoonie, so I wouldn't be touching on that. But as you guys saw in the previous clip, we used Luffy and Yamato as a friend captain. They work awesomely well because they're a orb booster. You can build free spirit teams. You get lots of cooldowns. You can do strength decks and quick shenanigans, and that way you can kind of build out the team with some like fighter and shooter options. And as you guys saw with that clip, the team works great, but you do have to stall, and they work exceptionally well there. However, the Luffy and Ace 6 Plus also works exceptionally well with Sanji and Zoro. Now we're taking on Arena Franosuke. We did take on Arena Caesar, and we showcased like the power of the burn mechanic that Luffy and Ace have. Now we're sort of showcasing what they can do alongside Zoro, who's actually like an attack booster, compared to Luffy Yamato being an orb booster. But as a captain, they boost Free Spirit, Fighters, and Shooter characters by 5 times. This is just their regular dual form captain, by the way. 5 times, 5.25 when you have a beneficial orb. Boost HP of those classes by 1.2. Makes strength and quick orbs matching for those classes. Reduce damage by 20%, and then restores special rewind by 5 turns. If you have them at level limit break 5, the stats just go from 5.25 up to 5.5. That is literally the only difference. Like, the only difference whatsoever. When you are Luffy, you are a 4.5 times captain with, sorry, you are a 4.25 times captain with, no, hang on, what are you? Luffy here. You are a 4.5 times captain without level limit break. With level limit break, you are 4.75. You get the 20% damage reduction, and then your Gucci with quick orbs. And then if you're Ace, you get a higher attack boost, 4.25 5 times if you have a beneficial orb. And they both rewind their special by 5 turns, which is really, really good. Like I said at the start, I did really wish they had all the classes in their kits, but it is what it is. As for their special is very, very interesting because their special has the same ability as Luffy and Yamato, where if you are already in their dual form, you actually get a much significant buff. And this is where you really want the character to be at level limit break 5, because the buff to this character's special is so drastic. At the base, level limit break 1, they deal 200 times their attack, entitles damage to all enemies, reduces bind by 5 turns, and then boosts orbs of all characters by 2.25, changing all orbs, including block orbs of fighter, shooter, and free spirits into matching, and inflicts a burn that will deal 100 times their attack in damage for 1 turn, becoming Luffy and Ace for 3 turns. If you are in their combined form, though, after you get the 6 turns, and you switch on the 7th, and you go into their dual form, they deal 200 times their attack, entitles damage to all enemies, reduce bind by 5 turns, orbs by 2.5 now for 2 turns. It was 2.25 and for 1 turn. They change all the orbs, including block again, and then they deal 100 times their attack in ignite damage for 2 turns now instead of 1. And then if your captain is a strength or a quick character, they're a conditional boost at 2 times for 2 turns against burn. So they can be a self-rocking conditional booster. Unfortunately, it doesn't go through full immunity. If it did, this character would be absolutely insane. But all in all, even at level limit break 1, their special is actually very, very good. Easily taking down Arena Frenosuke there. Moving on to some harder stuff when we're not using the friend captains of the Anniversary Zoro or the Anniversary Luffy Yamato. We're using like the double Luffy Ace. Now, once we get cooldowns, these characters do work exceptionally well together, because if you have them at level limit break 5, you can get some beneficial effects. However, I really like running them with the Anniversary characters because you get a lot of cooldowns. The Zoro, Sanji, or Luffy Yamato give 2 cooldowns to Strength, Dex, and Quick, and then another 1 cooldown to Free Spirits, which just it makes team building and running content so much easier for this character. It's so goddamn nice. But if you get the cooldowns like we are for Dopey 2 here, you can do some pretty cool stuff as well. And the reason running 2 of them actually works is because when you have them at level limit 5, if you already have an orb boost, this unit can be your attack booster, which is awesome. So the buff that you get at level limit 5 is you get the 200 times the attack. The blind goes to 6 turns instead of 5. The orb boost starts at 2.5. This is just if you just use it without being in their dual form. You get all orbs, including block for fighter, shooter, free spirit into matching. Does 150 times their attack in burn damage and becomes Luffy and Ace for 3 turns. If your captain is strength or quick, boost damage to burn inflicted enemies by 2.25 for 1 turn. And if your crew has an orb effect, boost the attack of all characters by 2.25 for 2 turns. So if you already have an orb boost, then you can become an attack booster as well, which is so good. And obviously, this is going to be exceptional if we get more units with the overrideable orb boost. There's a lot of very, very good orb boosters for free spirits and stuff like that in the game as well. But the thing to note with Luffy and Ace is their orb boost and their attack boost is rainbow. Like, it works on any team. Their orb manipulation, however, is for the 3 classes. Goes through block orbs and being an orb booster is great. But if we get a character like Odin Toki that can give us the overrideable orb boosting effect, this character can potentially give an attack boost, an orb boost, and a conditional against burn. If you're in their dual form when you use their special, you still do the 200 times damage, the 6 turns of blind. The orb boost is a 2.75 times orb boost for 2 turns, like you guys saw against Arena Caesar. You get all the matching orbs, you deal 150 times burn damage for 2 turns, and if your captain is strength or quick, your burn is still 2.25, but now it's for 2 turns, and the attack boost is a 2.5 times attack boost. So really, really cool stuff. Obviously, if you hybrid them up with something like Luffy Yamato, you can just use the Luffy Yamato orb boost, and these guys can be your attack boost and your conditional. Or if you're using something like Zoro as your friend captain, Zoro can be your attack booster, where this unit can just be your orb booster. As long as your captain's strength or quick, though, you will get the ignite and the conditional. So no matter what, you're getting an orb boost and a conditional, or an attack boost and a conditional with a full board orbs. It's a lot of damage from one character, and potentially, like I said, if we get more of those characters that can give overrideable orb boosts, this unit is going to be insane. The big upside to this character I have found is they are free spirit. Like, centrally, you will be building free spirit teams, as you guys have seen with the last 2 teams. You're pretty much going to be building free spirit, because fucking around with that fighter and that shooter shit, like, it's too annoying to deal with, but like, you can definitely do it. Like, it's not a huge issue. So most of the time with team building, you're just pretty much going to hit the free spirit tag, and you're going to go from there. So the unit's really good, like, really, really good, and I feel like hybriding this unit up with, like, the new Koala and Robin that'll be coming for PK is going to be the wave for most players, and then utilizing stuff like the anniversary batch as well is going to be, like, very, very nice to use as well. So really, really nice to see a very, very good 6+, even though they're not, like, disgustingly broken or anything like that. They do seem very, very good, and I can see them being very, very good in content moving forward. So make sure you 6+ them. Make sure, and do your rumble. Get the couple copies, because this character they're really, really good. Unfortunately, if you don't have the level in rank 5, they won't be your attack booster. But look, at the end of the day, what they provide without that is still so good. On top of that, they upgraded their swap ability. Their swap ability kind of sucked originally. It was literally like just remove slot blind paralysis and despair, gives themselves a matching orb, and that was literally it. Now, they do the same thing, despair paralysis and slot blind removal. They change their own orb, including block orbs, into their own type, and if the character, and then set the chain boundary at 1.5 to 15 times for 1 turn, which is massive. Like, it's actually huge. Like, 1.5 to 15 every single swap is crazy. Most other characters are, like, starting at a 1.3. Like, they go up to, like, a 25 or 35 times, but, like, 1.5 is a really big buff. Like, it's a really big boost. If you do have their super swap, after 6 swaps, they remove despair paralysis and slot blind completely on themselves. They change their own orb, including block, into matching, and then they set the chain boundary at 2.5, maxing it 15 times for 1 turn, and then become Luffy and Ace. Now, this is where you really, really want to get that super swap, so you can get their dual form, and then you can activate their crazy special, and you can do some really, really cool stuff. But all in all, with this unit, if you play your cards right with an overrideable orb boost, you can get a 2.75 times orb boost, a 2.5 times attack boost, a 2.25 conditional boost, a full water matching orbs, and a chain boundary that starts at 2.5. So, I don't know, man. They seem pretty good. On top of that, if you're running them with, like, 2 of them as captain, or for whatever reason, or you're running, like, Luffy, Yamato, and this unit as captain, you have despair removal, you have paralysis removal, you have slot bind removal, and you have bind removal with their 6 turns there. So, you have a lot of stuff going for you. Like, a lot of stuff going for you. On top of, like, Luffy, Yamato removing bind completely. You can use Zoro for the Wano Orbs shenanigans. Like, it's really, really cool what they've done with this character. And I'm a huge fan of them. Like, a massive fan of them. And I just can't wait to see what teams they end up building moving forward. I've seen they've been very, very good against Grand Voyage at Alvy's hideout. Obviously, being a Luffy, they're a fighter character. So, like, that definitely could work. I don't know if they would really work against Buggy at Orangetown. But I'm sure they could possibly see some play there as well. Possibly. If Red Rock Luffy can see some play there, I feel like this character can probably see some play there. But let me know your thoughts and opinions of the character in the comment section below. Their Rumble sucks, by the way. Like, don't worry about their Rumble. And they're on a 14-turn cooldown with Limit Break. Their potential abilities are still pretty bad, but look, at the end of the day, they did a good job. They did a really, really good job, and hopefully we see some more 6+ moving forward, because we definitely need more 6+ in the game. Like I said, let me know in the comment section what we think of the character. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, do all that good stuff. Most importantly, though, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.